It all started with a sound. A simple blip. A humble bloop. Before the roaring crowds of esports arenas, before sprawling open worlds that took hundreds of hours to explore, there was just a dot. A single white dot bouncing between two paddles on a black screen. This was Pong. Back in the 1970s, this wasn't just a game, it was a revelation. It was electronic magic happening right before your eyes. People gathered around chunky arcade cabinets, mesmerized by the simple act of controlling something on a screen. It was a digital campfire and everyone wanted to see the sparks fly. This was the big bang of our industry. Before Pong captured the world's imagination, the seeds were sown in places like Brookhaven National Laboratory with a game called Tennis for Two. It was a science experiment, a curiosity, but it proved a fundamental truth. People love to play. They love a challenge. They love to win. These early games were not complex. There were no epic stories or cinematic cutscenes. The goal was simple: get the high score. But in that simplicity, a powerful idea was born. The idea that technology could be used not just for work or for calculation, but for pure, unadulterated fun. An entire industry was about to be built on that feeling. The appeal was immediate and universal. You didn't need a manual. You didn't need to understand complex rules. You just picked up the paddle or twisted the dial, and you were in. The feedback loop was instantaneous. Move the paddle, hit the ball, score a point. That simple, satisfying interaction laid the groundwork for everything that followed. The spark ignited a fire. The late 1970s and early 80s became the golden age of arcades. Walking into one was like stepping into another dimension. The air was thick with the electronic symphony of a dozen different games. Waka Waka Waka, Pac-Man gobbling dots, Pew Pew Pew, lasers in Space Invaders. These weren't just games, they were cultural icons. Pac-Man wasn't just a yellow circle. He was a character, a hero on the run from mischievous ghosts. Donkey Kong wasn't just pixels. He was a giant ape who'd kidnapped a damsel, waiting to be challenged by a brave carpenter. These characters had personality. They had stories, however simple. They leaped from the screen onto lunchboxes, t-shirts, Saturday morning cartoons. The arcade became the ultimate hangout spot, a proving ground, a community. But the industry grew too fast, too recklessly. The market flooded with too many consoles and too many bad games. The bubble burst. In 1983, the great video game crash happened. But you can't keep a good idea down. A gray box from Japan arrived to change everything, the Nintendo Entertainment System, and with it came a plumber named Mario. Super Mario Bros. Wasn't just another game. A masterpiece of design, a world of secrets, warp zones, hidden one-up mushrooms, a grand side-scrolling adventure offering something new with every step. It saved the industry. It redefined what a home video game could be. This wasn't just a rebirth, it was a renaissance. Gaming was back, bigger and better than anyone imagined. The world of 2D was vibrant, it was creative, but technology keeps moving forward. The next great leap, the third dimension. The 1990s were defined by this seismic shift. Suddenly, flat sprites became fully realized 3D polygons. We weren't just moving left and right anymore, forward, backward, up, down. We could explore worlds. The first time you took control of Mario in Super Mario 64 wasn't just a gameplay moment, it was a before and after moment for the entire industry. Running around Princess Peach's castle, free to go wherever you wanted, pure, unfiltered joy. This technological leap fueled the console wars. It was a battle of titans. Nintendo, Sega, PlayStation. The PlayStation arrived not as a toy but as a sleek, powerful entertainment machine for a more mature audience. It brought cinematic storytelling. It brought CD-quality sound. The competition was fierce and fantastic for players. Each company pushed the others to be more innovative and ambitious. The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Metal Gear Solid, Sonic the Hedgehog. Every new game felt like an event. Every new console release felt like a glimpse into the future. The playground was no longer flat, it was a vast 3D space waiting to be explored. This era cemented video games as a dominant force in mainstream culture. They weren't just for kids anymore. Stories grew more complex, themes more mature, experiences more immersive. For decades, gaming was mostly a local affair. You played by yourself or with a friend on the same couch. But then, another revolution began, powered by the rise of the internet. The next frontier wasn't a new dimension, it was connection. Games like World of Warcraft shattered the old boundaries. Suddenly you weren't just playing in a world, you were living in it, alongside millions of other players. Form a guild with people from different countries. Embark on epic raids together. Build real friendships in a virtual space. The game world became a real community. This new era of connectivity changed what it meant to be a gamer. Competitive gaming exploded. Small local tournaments evolved into global esports. Professional players compete in massive arenas for huge prize pools. Fans watch live from all over the world. Gaming became a spectator sport with stars, teams, and storylines. Not just on PCs and consoles, it was happening in your pocket. Smartphones put gaming in billions of hands. Games became more accessible than ever. Quick downloads turned waits and commutes into playtime. Then, a game like Pokemon Go came along and completely blurred the lines between the digital and physical worlds. It got people out into their neighborhoods, working together to catch Pokemon. It proved that games could be a force for social connection in the real world too. The community grew bigger, more diverse, more inclusive than ever before. There's a game for everyone, regardless of age, background, or skill level. Hardcore esports competitor, casual mobile player, parent playing with their child, someone exploring a vast online universe. Gaming is no longer a niche hobby, it's a universal language of play. So where do we go from here? If the journey from Pong to Pokemon Go taught us anything, it's that the evolution of play never stops. The future is already here, and it is incredibly exciting. We are on the cusp of the next great leap. We're talking about virtual reality. With VR, we're no longer just controlling a character on a screen, we are the character. We're stepping inside the game world, seeing it with our own eyes, and interacting with it with our own hands. It's the ultimate level of immersion. At the same time, cloud gaming is breaking down the hardware barriers. The idea is simple but powerful. You should be able to play the biggest, most graphically intense games on any device you own. Your phone, your tablet, your laptop, without needing a powerful, expensive console or PC. The game runs on a powerful server miles away and streams to your screen instantly. This will open up high-end gaming to millions more people, making play as easy and accessible as streaming a movie. And then there's artificial intelligence. AI is set to revolutionize how games are made and how we play them. Imagine game worlds that react and adapt to your every decision in truly unpredictable ways. Imagine non-player characters that aren't just reciting scripted lines but are having genuine dynamic conversations with you, creating stories that are uniquely your own. AI will empower developers to build worlds that feel truly alive. The future of gaming is a partnership between human creativity and artificial intelligence. The story of gaming is a story of innovation, but more importantly, it's a story about people. It's about creativity, community, the shared joy of play. From the simple thrill of a bouncing dot to the shared adventure of an online world, games bring us together. The game is never over. The best is yet to come.